suchi, Naki chenyen ki pe sunam ki, Lola penchir sangye dupar sho, Chudan soki chonam la, Chanchu bardu dagni kyap suchi, Naki chenyen ki pe sunam ki, Lola penchir sangye dupar sho. Shogity schmogity.
The thing has left the thing. No, I don't need this.
Oh, sorry.
Bless you. This is pretty obnoxious.
I'm sorry.
No, not you. I'm sorry.
You know,
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't talk about Adam's text like that. Okay, here we go. If you never had Adam in the morning, it's an experience.
Big cup of coffee.
Okay, progress report. That's weird. I don't match that.
Uh-oh. You have a new text?
See, he needs coffee. You put some in there or something. It's frozen. Should I just try and get out and do it again? You want to watch that more movie?
No, but yes, fine. I'll do it. So
Look, there's a logic class.
Do you have a different version?
No, do I?
No, I just...
I don't think so.
I guess he could be Italian.
Yeah, right. Maybe even Arabic.
It's not.
Whoever that actor was.
It doesn't move, Tim. When I move this, that doesn't move. I don't know.
Weird.
Is it the Wi-Fi?
No, it wouldn't be the Wi-Fi because it's just.
I'll get out again and I'll try it again. How's that?
There was a thing saying that your battery is...
Is that setting? Oh, you can't see that thing. Should it say mirror scriptorium monitor?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh man.
Well, it's better than having to explain it.
Oh dude.
1,700, 1,800 pages. So you're moving the screen.
It's not.
I need to restart the Apple TV.
Are you still on? Is your Wi-Fi...
It keeps kicking me out of scriptorium monitor. Maybe there's some advertisement we're supposed to see.
Let's try restarting the Apple TV. You have the remote.
There was a message on the screen that the remote battery was dying.
Yeah.
Did that have something?
I feel like that should be significant.
Well, we can just watch a movie.
John Campbell.
It keeps kicking me out of scriptorium.
Turn off your airplane. That's what it's him.
Ah,
It's the Sanskritist.
Yeah.
No.
Isn't it always?
The new guy.
He's interjecting.
The new guy.
Let me show you guys the text.
It's already off. Yeah.
I'll try again.
This shouldn't matter. Let's see if John stops trying to join the screen.
Hope you take teasing well.
Tim, just take his computer away.
Okay. Oh yes.
Oh,
All right.
maybe. No, it's not
Come on,
moving.
it did for a moment.
It keeps kicking me out of the scriptorium monitor.
Same problem?
It keeps kicking me out of scriptorium monitor.
Oh, it says you're not connected. I see.
Is there
The internet?
No, that's only could be getting no one else could possibly have that many.
SCIM admin?
Can you restart your computer? Would that cause you a big headache?
That's yes.
Okay, I can do that.
It could be the problem.
For the common good. Are you sure?
No.
What was the last time you restarted your computer?
Like 6 months ago. Now I got 45 things up.
Yeah. Could likely be the problem.
Now Sage is not going to get his reading, okay? Just, it's your fault, Nick, okay?
So you know where to send the angry emails. God, I really don't want to watch this movie.
Your music is being uploaded.
It's the creepy baby monitor.
I know. Yeah. Right. That's it.
The movie, yeah.
It's awful. It's so disturbing.
That's the one I'm pulling out of my
I don't have to see that every morning.
It's still trying to turn off, okay?
Oh, Sans goodbye.
I got a wheel of fortune. Should I just kill it?
Probably because there's so many documents open.
It'll take a while.
Just trying to reopen them all. Trying to think
It's,
what we
can I just turn it off somehow?
Are they all saved?
Yeah.
They are.
Can I just?
Then it would be fun.
In the old days, you took the battery out.
It would be saved.
Just press and hold
It would be saved.
Touch ID.
Yeah.
Press and hold
the Touch ID
this.
for 5 seconds.
Go ahead. Oh,
We try to do it from my computer too.
I got. I hold it like that.
That seems. That's
There we go. Maybe I should clean it while I'm at it with my snot rag.
I know, it's always disturbing when it goes black for a moment. Like, ugh. The same.
Now what do I do?
Diamond cutter press button.
There you go. Okay, it's going. I know what I want, but I just don't. Nick, don't show the secret.
Just a quick glimpse.
And
It's coming.
that is a genuinely tall building.
Where is that?
Burj Dubai, yeah, that's the tallest building in the world.
For now.
Yes, well, I'll be right.
They tend to have skyscraper fire up there.
Colorado coming.
Right, yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, sure.
It's been your story.
That's,
Probably higher than the bridge.
They've had like 3 or something.
That's Sedona 2050.
That's the college building.
Yeah. Kyoto. Like,
That's the Sanskrit department.
Thanks to John Campbell.
It's growing leaps and bounds.
October's totally.
You don't know.
Right, because we actually don't know. It's not moving in this case, but it's all
Gotcha.
it's all standard.
Okay, I'm still working on it.
Interesting little buildings.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's
Kind of look like little sandcastles.
kind of amazing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, right. You don't need to grow out much if you keep growing up.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, everybody say a mantra. Oh, money.
Oh, mommy. All right.
Yay!
Feeling the hopes.
John, there's the name.
Destroying the hopes of the sleepy. Okay, I was supposed to do something else. What's that? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I was supposed to turn on this thing. I know, I remember. I don't know what I want, but I just don't know
Go
how to
back,
go
get
back.
me.
Get me.
That sounds like our morning.
Okay,
All right.
progress report. We have, actually, Adam's the fastest one of you. It might have to do with that half his text is white space. So he has the record by far. We've actually finished almost a quarter of the total native book. We're trying to do 4 books of about, folio faces times 8 gives you the English pages, so 640 pages per book, 4 books, 1,400 pages total English, 3 times the diamond cutter book. Book 1 is a little longer, ends at folio 51B. We should finish classes for book 1 this term, if we don't get computer mess-ups. Okay, this book will be, I have a new way of calculating the English, which is exactly 70 Tibetan words per page. So I can tell it's going to be almost exactly 450 pages, which is the same width as the diamond cutter book. And if your wife doesn't understand logic, you just hit her with the book, because it's heavy. 4 books total.
He doesn't understand.
Each additional book will take about 8 terms.
I think it should be the other way around.
Yeah.
Book 2, well, with some people the book breaks before the head. Book 2 classes end in October 2022. Book 3 classes end in January 25. And book 4 classes end in 2023.
Yay.
That's actually not
Have you started thinking about your next book yet?
You got 7 years to think about your next book. If Eva stands on those 4 volumes, she'll be as tall as you.
Yeah, taller by then.
Okay, here we go. Please read.
Rikchi tseni yode rangi rikchin duma la jesu droichu dan becher.
Yeah,
Cool.
so remember we're going to have different kinds of cheese, like rikchi, sokchi, dachi, drinchi, okay, different kinds of generals. And then there's your wife, which is another general. Okay.
Take your mercy.
Rikchi said, by the way, I'm getting into it now because it's close and it seems to be happening at my house too. Okay, Rikchi said, Rangi Rikchen means Dumla. The key word here in the study of Chi and Chedak is Jesudor, which means covers. So it doesn't mean Anugata or something. It doesn't mean follow after. So Jendro can mean follow after somebody. But in the study of hierarchy, it means the thing on top, Jesudro is the thing below it. You see what I mean? So like cars, Jesudros, Toyotas, Fords, Chevrolets, it goes over them. Okay.
Same as Kappa?
Yeah, it's the same as Keba, yeah. But this is a technical word used in the study of Chichen art. So you just have to know that. And the rest is pretty straightforward. Rikchen means the Toyotas, Chevrolets, Fords, different kinds of cars, okay? That belong to that Rik. Who belongs to that type? Rikchen, which means member of a set, okay? Yeah, and I mean, you could have a nice debate in the debate ground. It's too bad we don't have an evening debate because it'd be fun for you guys. You would learn more, but Duma means, implies you can't have one Rikchen under a Rik.
Right. There's another term for that, and I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, in other words, you can't have a category that only has one member.
Right, yeah.
So Big Chen can't be, anyway. All right, so that's the definition, okay? And by the way, we must be in Rangluk, okay? 11:38. Who's got the plane? Sugang.
And then not only are we in wrong loop, but did we finish? You had a note that said maybe we still have to go back. Is that true?
Do we? I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. No, that was a different text, I think.
Okay.
That was her text, and I went back last night at midnight and figured it out. Yeah, it was sexy. Somebody, Kedub J did it, and he left out one element. He said, you can get that from the other books, which is why we were looking it up. And then I went to another book and found that element, so now we're complete. And it's very interesting. Cool. It'll make a good appendix or something, footnote. Okay, so please read. Okay, what's that mean?
A group as far as groups and group are synonymous.
Yeah, or general category, what do you call it? Type?
Yeah, general, type, insensitive.
General and type general is the same thing. Okay. All right. That's easy.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not true, but.
Are one and the same. Okay. Please read. Means?
There's a classical example because
Good.
Simple Things is that.
Good. And in fact, it is it's like the biggest, all the things in the universe. You know, a set called All the Things in the Universe. I guess you could have a set called All the Things That Could Be or Not Be.
Right.
That would be a little bigger.
Sometimes they do that and they say dogma.
Yeah. You may counter, you know. Dogma and nature. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. By the way, Rikchi as opposed to Sokchi. What's Sokchi?
It's a
Simple example. Simple example.
car. Yeah, you say a car with its, or
Yeah.
do with the lip and the.
Yeah, coffee cup. It's a physical chi, a physical general is the coffee cup, and then the parts are the handle, the top, the bottom. Okay, got it? So what's the mushi musum between those two? Okay, what are the possible combinations between being a theoretical category and being a physical thing which has parts? What are the two examples? Other mushi musum. Can you be one and not the other? Can you be the other and not the one? Can you be both? Can you be neither? This is typical mushi musum. Okay, so here we go, mushi, which is also a Japanese dish. Just kidding. I'd like to have mushi, please. Okay, go. Richidan Songchi.
Sokchi nika yin min mushi yate.
Yeah.
Rikchi yin la sokchi ma yin be mutan. Sokchi yin la rikchi ma yin be mutan. Rikchi dan sokchi nika yin be mutan. Rikchi dan sokchi nika kan yan ma yin be mu yut bejer.
Interesting. Okay.
Yin be mushi yut bejer.
Okay, I'm going to go around the class. I'm going to pick people at random and I'm going to ask, take a guess, okay? For $0. Okay?
Sold.
Somebody give me, so here's the 4 possibilities of the, what do you call it? Permutations of these two. So it is a category head, right? And it's also a physical whole as opposed to a parts.
Isn't the first thing it's not?
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Anybody can give me something which is a category, but not a physical composite.
Yeah.
Go. Nick.
Politics.
Car.
That's okay. Yeah, car. If you say it this way,
Politics.
like you're tickling the word politics. That's nothing. Okay, got that one. Okay, something which is a physical composite, but not a category.
Yeah, that would be.
Xiaoping, you look confused. Come on. You help her.
Something which is a physical category, like a physical general.
Something which is a physical whole, like a coffee cup, but it's not a category.
Not like a mental category where it has other things that belong to it.
Jeez.
It's a really hard one.
It's the hardest one. Stanley, you have an idea?
And they believe in it, and I
I
don't.
don't think there's
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they believe in it, and I don't. But they how about BJ?
How about this coffee cup?
Sure.
this.
Or right,
This coffee cup.
right. How about this coffee cup?
This coffee cup isn't a set.
This coffee cup
No,
2
but
seconds ago.
It is a set. It's got
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But they're not thinking that.
But according to this school, what is their smallest physical?
It's not a category. It's not a group. But it is a physical whole that has its own part. Give me something like that. Not a group, but it is a physical whole, which has its own parts. Dee, 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 dee. Dee, 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 dee. Well, okay, we got America as a proposal. We got this coffee cup as a proposal in this present millisecond. All right.
So, which is apparently not divisible.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now, who wants to give me something which is both a category and a physical whole?
Smoothie.
Well, that's his school, that this is both.
Right.
Okay, now, give me something which is neither.
Rabbit horns.
Good. I think so. Okay, let's see how we did.
So when you do mushi musum, it doesn't have to be a sheja. It can be.
I think it doesn't have to be a shija. Yeah. You can give an example of something that doesn't exist.
Okay.
Okay, go. 11:41. I don't want to show the answers, so.
Rikchi yin la sokchi ma yin be mu yate. Takate major.
Whoa.
Shouldn't.
That makes sense, because it has to be physical to be a tsokchi.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Oh,
I wasn't.
so something which is a category, but which is not a physical whole, is all the unchanging things in the universe.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that's pretty
Be
good.
able to give a non-existent thing because then
Come on,
because
shut
that's the
up.
thing you
Okay.
would just say.
Okay, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
That's the way to handle an intelligent student. Next, 1142.
Tsokchi la rikchi ma yimbe muyete kawa kabom ni de major.
What's that say?
Uh,
In simple words, it's a category.
it's a category.
Sorry, I'm sorry. It's a physical whole, but it's
a
not.
physical whole, which is not
a category.
of its parts.
Yeah, not a category.
Yeah, it's not a category.
Is
You can say the two of a coffee cup at a coffee table.
good.
Yeah.
The coffee cup and the coffee table taken together,
Oh, why is that not a?
considered together.
Because,
Okay, let's take coffee table and coffee cup.
Oh,
That's the
isn't it
example.
Once you say it, coffee table and coffee cup, isn't it a rikchi?
This coffee table,
I don't know. According to him, it's not. According to him, it's not a rikchi
isn't it?
because there's no members to.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't.
But aren't there coffee cups and coffee tables in the next room? I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah, we're talking about
Take.
I don't know. Hey, you gotta translate it. I'm not worrying about it. Let's go on. Yay!
Oh, yeah.
Next.
Rikshi tan tsokchi
There's nothing when you
yimbe muyete sukte major.
That's okay. I don't know about that. You'd have to say a physical thing, right? You couldn't say physical stuff. It's not comfortable for me. Okay, something which is both a category and a physical whole is physical
Hey,
things.
right.
No, why?
A physical thing though.
No, it's got to be a physical thing.
Well, he
But when he
said
says sukte, he means it means
That physical.
physical thing.
Something physical.
No, it would be sukchen de, that thing which exhibits form.
Doesn't I mean just philosophically doesn't he have to be trying to say that?
Yeah, he has to be trying to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. A coffee cup.
Yeah.
A coffee cup. Okay, a single coffee cup. In my school. Okay, 1144.
Oh, that's nice. This makes more sense.
Rikshi tan tsokchi ni kakan yan yimbe muyete.
Ooh,
Yeah, that, he has.
difficult. Okay, explain it. It's a combination of what?
It's a combination of a physical collection of things,
Which
and
is
a
neither-
general collection, which is neither. Something which is neither a
Make it
collection-
simple.
a physical collection of things or a category in itself.
Good, good. Is there anything which is not a category and not a physical whole?
The opposite of everything, which is not a coffee cup.
Whoa.
Right. Or that, yeah, which is in this case.
The opposite of everything which is not a coffee cup. Okay. Which is a very famous concept in this school, and it's like an archetype. It's yeah, chiiten.
But
Cheats.
that doesn't make it a rikchi, I guess.
Yeah, it
Well,
doesn't.
I mean, it's like saying the
But that's a very interesting example.
idea or the mental
It's
image
Starkba,
of
right?
this coffee cup.
Stockba.
Yes.
It's unchanging in this school.
Yeah.
And we talked about, we were in Japan, and we talked about your lineage is, my first Buddhist teacher was William Lafleur, who was the student of Mircea Eliade, who was the direct disciple of Jung, who was the direct disciple of Freud. So you are the great-great-grandchildren of Freud. And it's interesting, and when I gave a talk in Japan, each of those guys can be reflected in a Buddhist school. Each of those thinkers. And anyway, Jung's big thing is this.
Yeah.
Okay, so the opposite of archetype. Okay, so anyway, I thought it'd be interesting for you guys. All right. Yay, we're back to explain what's a Tsupa Pangwa to those in the room like Janice who may not know what it is.
This is where we've blown away some wrong ideas.
Good.
Then we gave our own kind of understand or our own system.
Which is always correct.
We understand, yeah, which is always the correct part.
Just like in the home.
Then the guy comes back and says some more wrong stuff.
Yeah, unlike any other system that I'm aware of, the guy you blew away gets a chance to come back after you've made your presentation of your system. He gets a chance to come back and argue against your system, which was a rejection of his system. And it's a very cool. He gets to come back and complain at us, which is the standard pedagogical method of the Yikchas.
It was helpful for us that he used the same wording in words text to describe the arguments that were not arguments.
Yeah, that's true. And by the way, who was it had Tsupong? Somebody's text has a lot of Tsupongs in it. Yesterday. Anyway, here we go. Please go.
Kachigare ngopo chwechin tope na yo yimbar tope na yo yimbar ta no
Normally the katik is going to go down. Yeah.
Dunchi yimbecher.
This was a nasty mistake.
Yeah.
And I looked at that for like 5 minutes and I said, something is odd.
Fishy.
And, okay, because this makes sense, right? But it's not the point. So I went back in the text and he has used Tope Nung Yu like 10 times. So it must be that, okay? So anyway.
That's crazy.
Kachignare says, Ngopo Chöchen. What's that mean?
Consider working things.
Good, working things. Are you telling me they are
objects which appear to consciousness?
great, which appear to imagination? Okay, no S. No S, okay? So imagination in Buddhist psychology implies possibly mistaken. Okay, possibly mistaken, okay? So is it possible to have just like a weird wrong idea about a coffee cup? Okay. Well, why? Because it's a dunchi. Explain to our audience, which is Jenny and Janice, I guess. What's the difference between a... Where's Alex? She's asleep in the back. Okay, dunchi and dachi. What's the difference between a dunchi and a dachi? With reference to the Eiffel Tower.
So drachi is where you've heard somebody describe the Eiffel Tower. Maybe you've seen a picture.
And therefore you have a
mental image of it.
good.
Right?
You have a mental
But
image.
it's just based off of the sound.
Good.
And then dunchi is when you actually directly encountered.
Like if you got married in France.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and then you came home. You got married in France, which you did, and I was there. It was really fun. And we hung around a castle. And then you come back, you have a perfect picture of the Eiffel Tower because you've been there. But dachi is just someone told you there's this big tower in Paris. And that was Rinpoche's favorite example of dachi and dunchi. Just so you know, it was his idea to use the Eiffel Tower. Okay, he saw it apparently, and he was impressed. He was impressed by two things: the Eiffel Tower and the fact that in Germany all the doors worked perfect. They went click, and they're perfect. And he's like, because his father was the Dalai Lama's carpenter. He was his table maker, and so he was like, oh my God, Okay. They were minor nobility, therefore. Okay. Okay. If you don't accept the idea that a working thing can be an object of your imagination, for the reason that it's something that you have experienced before and you have a picture in your mind, okay? Then let's consider working thing again. Okay, it's going up.
It is too true.
Yeah, and it has to be the aggrieved high tone.
Yeah.
It is too.
Yeah.
And you can practice that at home too. It is too a dunchi. Okay. Working things are too something that you had an experience of and you have a mental image. Okay. Well, why?
Because they're either something you've had a direct experience of, or they're members of a group.
Wow, that's really weird, right? I wonder if he means dun chedok somehow. I wonder if he's inventing a thing called dun chedok. You see what I mean? Does this chedok mean a member of any set in the universe? Or does it mean somehow a member of dunchi? But dunchi is not a category. Dunchi is not a category. Because this chi means mental image. Okay, big difference in Buddhism. Do they ever cross over? That's a deep insight into emptiness. That's why we study chi and chedok. Okay, do they ever cross over? You know, a picture in your mind of the Eiffel Tower you saw. How does that relate to the real Eiffel Tower? I mean, in the highest idea, it's maybe the same. Okay. And that's why we study chi chedok. But now he wants to make another point. It is. This gangrung probably means either. Okay, it's either a dunchi or a chedan. Then we say, which means I'll start the sentence for you. You finish it. Just because it could be.
Just because it could be something that you've encountered directly,
or
a member of a group,
doesn't mean
that is something that you've encountered directly.
Good. Okay, good. Got it? Just because something is either something a picture of something you've encountered directly, or a member of any group, doesn't mean it's necessarily a picture of something you've encountered directly. Okay? He said because it's either apples or oranges, it's oranges.
Right.
And we said, no, because it could be apples. Got it?
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Mayo and tea. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Now listen, when we say makyap,
Yeah.
it means I don't disagree with your reason, okay? I just disagree that it proves what you're trying to prove, okay? I don't disagree with your reason, but I don't agree it proves what you're trying to prove, okay? So, we say, you can't say the reason is wrong. We say, look, I'm not disagreeing with your reason. Your reason holds true. It just doesn't prove what you want, okay? Got it? And so this is us talking and saying, look, I'm not going to disagree with your reason, okay? Why? Because working things are either a category, something you experience directly, a picture of something you experience directly, or a particular, or a member of a set. Okay, it's like saying it's a fish and it's a member of a set. It's either a fish or a member of a set. Table, chuchen. Take a table. It's either a fish or a member of a set. Correct.
No.
Yeah.
That's all. Because it's a member of a set. It's not a. It's not a fish. Okay. Got it?
Well, yeah,
now that's a thing.
now you got a problem.
That's and it gets very intense here.
Hard time.
Okay, it gets very intense here.
Object?
I would translate it as object. Yeah, I would translate it as object or entity.
And things, objects or things which exist.
I don't even know it has to exist, but here we go. Let's take working things. They are either a picture in your mind of something you've experienced or a member of a set because they are an entity.
Because they're objects.
It's an entity.
An entity which exists? Or just
No. I'm sorry, you're right.
because it's a
Done yet.
Well, then you'd have to say it has import. It has meaning.
Yeah, it's not great.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because it's not
Because
again.
Yeah.
Now he's going to get into the difference between meaning and entity.
Whoa.
Okay, he's going to get into the difference between meaning and an entity, a thing with meaning and a thing and an entity.
So he's playing on the
Done.
ambiguous.
Yeah, he's exactly, and you're going to be screwed because it's not ambiguous in English.
Thought that's what we were
Okay,
going for.
dun. Yeah, we are. Dun is dun can mean meaning, but dun can mean entity in Tibetan. So he said it's a dun. So which one? He didn't even say it's a dun. He didn't say dun yin.
You're right. That's
He said dun yin, which either means A, entities exist, or B, it has meaning. Okay, got it?
How often do you use the sophistry like this on the debate? Bill?
All the time.
Yeah.
If you can beat the other guy, you do anything. Okay. My dude, that's Big J principle. Okay. Now, the other guy says, I disagree, it has done. I disagree, it has done.
Right.
Yeah.
Either I disagree that it has entity, or I disagree it has meaning. Okay, got it? Then we say, 1164, please.
Matrugna.
Yeah. What's it say? Just explain it to Janet. No, because it's a very sexy.
Okay, so what we're saying is that working things are objects, or work. It is true that
Yeah.
things that entities exist.
No, working things. Let's take working things. They do have
So they have.
meaning. Okay, they have
Or
meaning.
they are entities, right?
Yeah, that's the way.
No, it doesn't say
because
dun yin.
say yang,
It doesn't say dun yin. It says
So
dun
true
yin.
that objects are things which exist.
No, working things
Have.
Nope.
do have meaning because they.
Well, because they're an example of something.
Great,
in April that-
perfect,
Yeah.
perfect.
Well, we didn't
Because they're an example of something where people don't exist from their own side. And they're also an example of something where the sky is blue. Okay, that's all.
That's-
Any truth applies to every object. Okay, where Nick is smart. Okay, fish are wet because Nick is smart. That's a truth. Okay, got it.
How come?
I mean,
Yeah, no. How come?
what?
How come dun yu patel only can mean one thing, but dun yu ph could be both?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think he would say take working things. There do exist entities.
Yeah, it's a little-
It doesn't make much sense because this should be a quality of the Chichen, which is why it's called a
Yeah.
Chen. Ke Che Dang Demba. See, the word for subject of a debate in Tibetan is the thing which has the quality you're arguing about. Okay, like that. Okay,
Right.
got it?
They only pull that kind of crap with a reason.
Yeah. Anyway, it's getting sexy, and he
There he goes on. He moves on.
he moves on. Okay. Wait a minute.
Cliffhanger.
So he said, take working things. They do have meaning because the sky is blue.
Yeah.
Okay. He used a universal truth, which didn't help us understand why working things should have meaning.
Just helps us know.
And
that
then he
we're
went
so
on to the
magical.
next subject.
Yeah.
The next category, huge category. We rarely come to a new category. Now it's a whole new chapter.
You know we're done with Chichadra.
Yeah.
We have just finished Chichedan. I don't know how long it took, like 2 years or something. 2 terms,
2 terms.
something like that.
Yeah, that might be true.
Now, tell me what's significant about the next category.
Oh yeah.
Gelmdrel.
It's the
Gonzalez.
last one of this section of his book.
It's the last chapter of his first book.
Oh cool. Whoa.
When we get to the end of this section, he's done with his first book.
Yay.
Now, the question is, do we want to put it out right away? I think we better put out the Heart Sutra content first,
Put them all together.
which just needs a little touch-ups. And then we hit him with this, I mean, get him in the habit of buying the book,
Right.
and then hit him with a book that they can't read a single page.
50% off.
While supplies last. Forever.
Okay, what's Gelwa Dung Gelwa?
Gyowa Danjowa is like things that the concepts of sharing relation with something else, or
Yeah.
two things sharing relation, and then things being contradictory.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a study of contradiction and relation. Okay? A study of contradiction and relationship, which are opposite. Okay? Two things are either contradict each other, like hot and cold, or there's a relationship like seed and husband in the kitchen. Mental seed and husband in the kitchen. Okay? So either things stand in contradiction or they stand in relationship. So this category, this chapter, is very beautiful and very interesting and very necessary for all Buddhists. And it's called Contradiction and Relationship. Okay?
So
Ready?
is this another way of dividing all phenomena into?
Well, are there things that are neither Gelwa or Jawa? You guys debate it. Okay, here we go.
I mean, it sounds like that could be applicable to
How
pretty
can
much.
two things ever
But it's
be
always two things, right?
not in relationship?
Yeah, if it's Tade Mayimba,
Yeah,
if it's
not
Tade
different.
Mayimbe
Right, they're not
Chua,
different
if
things.
it's a singularity, it's not contradiction. It takes two to tango.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
You can't have contradiction or relationship without two
That's
entities.
why I said between two things.
Yeah. So if you take a single entity, it wouldn't be in this chapter. And we're going there. Let's go back here. He's getting there. Let's go. In fact, that's the first argument.
Oh, good.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, Kachignari, please read.
Kachignari, Bompatan Kawatan Kawadina, Bompatan Kawadi Kapsena.
Do you want to take a shot at that?
I tried it this morning. If something is contradictory with being contradictory with a coffee cup,
Good.
It must always be contradictory with a coffee cup.
Good. If something cannot be there when a coffee cup is there, it's necessarily the case that something cannot be there with something that cannot be there when there's a coffee cup there. Okay, I'll say it again. If something is such that it cannot be there when something which cannot be there when there's a coffee cup, then it's always the case that it cannot be there when there's a coffee cup. He just doubled it. He doubled the cannot be there. Okay. Let's say coffee. Is coffee cup dangelwa?
No.
If there's a coffee cup, can we say there's never coffee? No. Is it the opposite? Is coffee the thing that is never not there when you have a coffee cup? I mean, a full coffee cup. Yeah. Gibson got it right away. Right? Because I guess being with Emily is something. Okay, got it? Just double the negative. Okay, I'll say it again. If something is such that it cannot not be there when you have a full cup of coffee, he said it must always be something which cannot be there when you have a full cup of coffee.
Which is wrong.
Which is wrong, because he's kachik. That's the only reason. I'll say it again. If something is such that it cannot not be there when there's a full coffee cup there, then it must always be something which cannot be there when there's a full cup of coffee there. Which is wrong, which is totally wrong. Yeah. Got it? Not, and not. Okay. He wants the beginning Buddhist debaters to start thinking.
Right. It's like the dog.
Yeah, it's like a dog. Yeah. Okay, go.
Yeah, Tokokes and Tokokes.
This is counterexample. Good. Counterexample. Yeah, let's take that thing which is exactly the same as a coffee cup. Are you telling me it can't be there when there's a coffee cup there? Why? Because it cannot not be there when there's a coffee cup there.
Fine. Yeah, great. That's pretty tight.
You okay?
Yeah.
I'll say it again. And he introduces this other idea. Take that thing which is the same as a coffee cup. So it must never be there when there's a coffee cup there. Why? Because it's never not there when there's a coffee cup there. Okay, and this kind of exercise for your brain, which is very bad first thing in the morning, before you've had a coffee cup, it's very good for understanding emptiness, because emptiness is essentially a not. Okay, not a thing which is not coming from your mental seeds. You see? Okay, dependent origination. Okay, Kalba K. Why do you say that? Why do you say that consider something which is the same as a coffee cup? Are you telling me it can't be there when there's a coffee cup there? Why? Because it cannot not be there when there's a coffee cup there. Why do you say it? What's that got to do with anything? You said Kyaba. You're the one who said it. You're the one who said that if something cannot not be there, it must not be there. You're the one who just said that. Okay? That's us. Kyaba K. K means?
Your mouth. You said.
K-Lem.
Oh, you accepted it.
Kyuki K-Lem. K-Lem.
You took that position.
Yeah, that was your position. Don't blame me. I'm just repeating what you said. Okay.
So we have to translate Dachik as something other than the same as.
It's one of the same with.
Yeah, it has to be something that
No?
ties it together. To be one is to be the other. Because
No. Well, yeah, we're going to get into this subject here. I agree it's possible. And by the way, the reason I use that translation is mostly the Chicheda thing. It's not so much here. Here you kind of want a separate object or something. You want a feeling of a separate object. Yeah. Like a glass vessel, which is the same as a coffee cup. You see what I mean? Which is one and the same as a coffee cup or something like that. That's all. Same thing. But you got to have a feeling of separateness. Tade-ness, which is going to be a big subject in Gelndel. You can't have Gelndel unless you have Tade-ness, separateness. Okay. So whatever translation you use has to almost imply a separate thing. Okay. All right. Even though it's the same object. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Go. 1168.
Like a father
True
and a
enough.
brother.
Pumpa
Be the
dan,
same person.
pumpa dan chik church, pumpa dan kawa dan gal pa yimbe yimba.
This good. You went the right way, but you got a 50% chance anyway.
Yeah, it's true. It goes up the later in the day my classes.
Yeah.
Kia pumpa dan kawa dan tade, kia yang yin pumpa dan kawa yimbe shitomba me future.
Yeah, and in a way, he's using this next argument as an opportunity to define contradiction. Okay, he's defining contradiction. Okay, that's all. He's artificially creating a situation where he can define what it means to say this and this can't be in the room at the same time. By the way, there are two kinds of contradiction, and we're going to get to it. Anybody want to hazard a guess?
Two kinds of contradiction?
There are two types of contradiction, very famous. Pension Pangel and Lenjik Meningel.
Yeah, to be one is to not be the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the presence of one demands
Exactly.
the absence of the other.
Okay? To be one means you cannot be the other, or the presence of one disallows the presence of the other. And there are two different kinds of contradiction. Okay? Okay. So here we go. Madrugna, if you... so Kyabake means you accepted the two Kyabas, right? J-Kyab and Do-Kyab, which applies to your proofs of the Mushi Kingo, okay? But you know where we got messed up? He said...
Because I'm dumb.
Yeah, other than the obvious.
He said, Druptsul Ngardan Da. A good Druptsul Shen Leshe. He said the way to prove this can be understood from other books, but he messed up. He should have said Tsuldrup.
Can be proved.
How do you prove the Tsulsum?
Yeah,
The three
How
rules.
do you do the
He
three
messed up.
modes?
That's
Yeah.
why we couldn't get it. He should have said Tsuldrup, and he said Druptsul. Druptsul means how you prove it. Tsuldrup means how you prove the three relationships. And everywhere in his book he says Tsuldrup except there. He messed it up.
Nice.
And everybody else says, when they get to that argument, Mushi Kingo, they do Tsuldrup. So anyway,
Cool.
it took a while to figure it out.
Nice. Good thing we got a Keishi around.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Don't praise me, I get distracted. All right. Very, what? Say that again. Okay. Bumana chick church. Wait, no, we're here. Yeah, okay, here. He said, your reason doesn't necessarily prove what you're trying to prove. Then he said, you know what? I disagree with your reason. He changes course. He goes the other way. Okay, what was our reason? Something was such that it couldn't not be a coffee cup.
Well,
Double negative.
a thing which is.
We said a thing which is never not a coffee cup. A thing which is never not a coffee cup.
Right.
Now he says, I disagree with that.
Right.
Okay, and we say, all right,
everything that which is one and the same with a coffee.
yeah, take something which is one and the same as a coffee cup. Say, quote, a glass vessel which holds coffee. Okay.
It is so
Okay.
not contradictory.
No, but say it in colloquial English. It is so, or sorry, no, it's not something which can't be a coffee cup.
Yeah.
Okay, got it?
Great. Yeah,
No, it's not something which cannot be a coffee cup. Why? And then here's the two things that have to be there to have a contradiction. Okay, he's defining contradiction.
The coffee cup and it's
First of all,
contradictory to. It's separate.
to be contradictory from something, you must be separate from it. Okay? To be contradictory from something, you have to have two things, at least. Okay? That's the first requirement for a contradiction. There's gotta be two things. That's all he's saying. To have a contradiction, you gotta have two things. Okay? A wife and a husband, right?
So we're saying different here and not distinct for Tade.
Well, if you're trying to explain it to somebody in normal English, what would you say? Hey, look, man, you gotta have two separate things. Okay? I mean, try to make it. It's already tough. Make it as easy as you can.
But it's good to understand it precisely so that you can make it easy.
Sure. Okay. Anyway, you gotta have two separate things. Okay. And there cannot be a single thing which is both it and something which can't be there when you have a coffee cup. We're talking about Bumba Dangela. We're talking about Bumba Dangela. We're talking about a thing which cannot not be there. Okay, got it? So there cannot be a thing which is both it and cannot be there. Because this is a thing which cannot not be there. Right. We're defining a thing which cannot not be there. Right. Okay? First of all, it can't be a thing which cannot be there. Because it's a thing which cannot not be there. That's all. Got it?
Yeah.
You okay? Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. Go ahead.
Oh, this is easy.
By the way, there are two talks here. There are two elements to the reason. The first was what? Here's the key word.
If they were separate.
They had to be different things. And secondly, there couldn't be one thing which was both it and which couldn't be present there if the coffee cup is there. Okay, got it? All right, here we go. So tak tambo la means, let's do the la.
It's easy. So the first one's easy. You can say they're separate.
Yeah, come on, the first one's easy. Something which cannot not be there when a coffee cup is there is going to be separate from a thing which can be there when a coffee cup is there, or can't be there when a coffee cup is there. Okay. Okay, let's go back to this next time. Okay. No, it's too long. It's going to take too much time. Stopped here. Hopefully Adam goes on a long vacation to France. We don't have to continue it. What's today, 9?
To reestablish your Dunchi at the Eiffel Tower.
Huh? Okay, but anyway, just want to keep your eye on the screen, okay? Dee 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 dee
Actually watched that last night.
dee dee dee
I really did.
dee dee
No, it's the Tournament of Champions.
Oh, this is kind of long.
Oh, is he on there?
There's wrong Luke. Okay, there's wrong Luke.
I love me some Ken Jennings, man.
Oh, this is kind of long. There's Tsipapoa. Okay.
I'm not impressed, Lama.
I was going to impress you how close he is.
It's not. I'm
We're going to have
feeling
to.
discouraged. It hurts.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good. That's practically worth it.
Oh, well. Soon.
Sorry.
Okay.
How many pages do you do of this text term?
10. We do 10 folio faces a term.
Wow.
So in theory, we can do it. If we don't explain anything.
Sashi.
Pergi joshing meto tam rira minshin de kempadi sange shingu migde uargi jokunanda shilaju barsho Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami Di Keokun Sanam Yeshe Tsotsoshin Saranam Yesha.